Yo guys, welcome back to my channel, and today is Videomas day 12. So today is going to be the first of a couple of NBA type of videos, which most of them are going to be prediction videos. So yes, let's do this. So the first award that we're going to do is going to be Coach of the Year, because it's less relevant to player wise. So yes, we're going to do it in a 5-to-1 format. Yeah, going to knock it out as quickly as possible. So in 5th, I have a surprising one, being Monty Williams from the Phoenix Suns, because I think the Phoenix Suns are going to have a exceptional, possibly making playoff season this year with Chris Paul. Yeah, that's it. 4 is Steve Kerr from the Golden State Warriors. I just think with them basically losing their whole team last year, lost KD, Curry got injured, Clay got injured, Draymond wasn't there full season, he was injured too. Yes, so I think they're going to have a good year, but not make playoffs though, maybe. So that's why he's 4th. Steve Kerr for the Brooklyn Nets is going to be 3rd. Because with his team, he definitely has a stacked team in Brooklyn this year. He's got Kyrie, KD, Dinwiddie, Joe Harris, Jared Allen, and so on. Yeah, so that's definitely going to be a team that is going to contend. 2 is going to be a possible finals return for Eric Spoelstra's Miami Heat, who surprisingly made it this season, or last season, but the squad is talented. They just lost a couple assets like Jay Crowder and so on. Yeah, but that is why Eric Spoelstra is my Coach of the Year. Nope, he's not. He's 2nd. The Coach of the Year, I'm predicting, is going to be Tyronn Lue from the LA Clippers. I just think their squad's got a lot deeper this year with getting Serge Ibaka, bringing Paul George and Kawhi Leonard back, Beverly, so on. Yeah, so their squad is going to be a lot more better this year. So I think that is why Tyronn Lue is going to be Coach of the Year. So the next award is the Most Improved Player, which is basically the player that has the best season after their increase of season or numbers and that. Yeah, so we're going to knock through this quickly again. Number 5 is Matisse Thybulle, the potential Australian Boomers player for the 2021 Olympics, who I think with him, he's going to have a bigger presence on the 76ers team this year, because I think he's going to start. His defense is great. He's going to put up more points because now he's got that extra year experience in the league. So yeah, that is why he's 5th. 4th is going to be possibly a surprising one. It is someone who everyone has called a bust. Markelle Fultz for the Orlando Magic, I believe. Who, his shot is definitely inconsistent and he doesn't hit it at a good rate. But with him, if he can have a good season or a breakout year, everyone's not going to be calling him a bust anymore. He's just got that talent where he needs to shoot more, but also needs to be more efficient with shooting. Like, don't always shoot when you're opened. Pass sometimes. Yes. 3rd is going to be Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, the Canadian point guard for the Oklahoma City Thunder, who I think he's going to come top 3 in the most improved because Chris Paul's left, so I think he is going to be taking that starting spot from Chris Paul, even though they did play together for a bit. Yeah, he's just, his assets all good. He can be a definite quick scorer and just can rip teams in half like that. Yes. So that is why he comes top 3. Number 2 is going to be Lonzo Ball for the New Orleans Pelicans. With that one, I just think he's going to take a step above this year because of the talent he is playing with. Zion, Steven Adams, Brandon Ingram, losing Drew Holiday, so he might take more of the playmaking side of the Pelicans. So yeah, that's what I hope. 1. The most improved player for 2020-2021 is going to be Michael Porter Jr. for the Denver Nuggets. In the playoffs, you could show, and the bubble, you could see that he definitely was improving and starting to turn into a unit of a player because he can do everything. He can grab boards, shoot threes, dunk, pass, play defense, but his defense is probably the worst part of his thing. Yeah, so that is why Michael Porter Jr. is my most improved player. We'll be back. So the next category of the awards is going to be the Sixth Man of the Year. So this is where I always have a shit downfall because like halfway through the season, a player starts on the bench, moves to the starting lineup, plays the starting lineup for the rest of the year, and then they don't think they're classified as a six-man anymore. So yeah, this is going to be hopefully correct, but might be way off. So number 5 is going to be Tyler Hero from the Miami Heat, just because he's more efficient, because the Heat team has got more stronger this year. They've got Drogic hopefully has a full season. You've got Duncan Robinson, Jimmy Butler, Bam. Forgot who their power forward is, unfortunately. Yes, so that is why Tyler Hero is 5th. Number 4 is probably going to be a interesting one, but it's going to be Alex Caruso from the Los Angeles Lakers. Because the reason I think this is going to be an interesting one is because I think at this stage, which is the 10th of December, they could be starting LeBron at the point guard or Dennis Schroeder. So that means Caruso might play the shooting guard next to him or have him coming off the bench, which, how he played last year off the bench, he was insane and useful. So I think I would put him off the bench for the Lakers. That gives them a place to start with Rondo left, so yes. Number 3 might be another interesting one, but I think with him going to a way too stacked Atlanta Hawks team, he might have to come off the bench. It is Danilo Gallinari from the Atlanta Hawks. With him, he's just definitely an inconsistent player. He can shoot the 3 at a real good percentage, but he's like, he went from the Clippers, I believe, to the Hawks. That's like a pretty big downgrade in my mind, but he definitely will have more chance to be like the main scoring option off the bench. So yeah, that is why he is 3, down to the highly 2 players. Number 2 is going to be Spencer Dinwiddie from the Brooklyn Nets. The reason I think he won't win the Sixth Man of the Year is because he will play the occasional game in the starting lineup when the Nets want to play Kyrie Irving and Spencer Dinwiddie in the same lineup, but I think he's just too not good enough because his scoring isn't where you want it to be, but he can definitely up that a bit. That's why I think he'll be second. But yeah, he might be the main scoring option for the Nets off the bench. So that's a good thing. Yes, so number one is going to be a, I believe, 4-time winner already. It is going to be Sweet Lou Williams from the Los Angeles Clippers, but he's being shopped around, so he might move. Yeah, so Lou Will, he's always been consistent off the bench. I think last year there was maybe a 1 to 2 point drop from the season before, but I think he is going to definitely pick that back up again with the shorter 70-ish game season, I think. Yeah. So that is why Sweet Lou Will is going to be the 6th man of the year. So the next category is a real highly contested award this year, with it having a lot of good rookies coming in. So yes, we got this. So in number 5, I've got the Washington Wizards 9th pick draftee being Denny Avdija. That might be wrong, I'm sorry. Sorry for butchering that. But yeah, I think with him, he's going to be a potential starting player for the Wizards. Sorry. Just because he's a lot more efficient than what... Because he has played professionally, I believe, already. So, yeah. Him being like 6'9" at the shooting guard position, I believe. Let me have a look. Dude is 6'9" at the small forward. That is a big small forward. So I think that is why he has a possible Wizards. That's going to be a find for the Wizards. Yes, and he's going to have an incredible year this year. Yes, so that is why he's 5th. Number 4 is New York Knicks draftee Obi Toppin. That could be a controversial one because when he got drafted, I thought he was going to go a lot higher because he's got the skills. He's just he's that oversized power forward. But the Knicks don't need more power forwards. But I see him having an exceptional year with the Knicks. So that is why he is 4th. Number 3 is big man James Wiseman from the Golden State Warriors. So with him, he's going to be tutored hopefully by Draymond Green, even though he's a bit bigger. Just how to play defensive better. Yeah. James Wiseman, he's an inconsistent shooter of the 3, but when he hits it, he hits it. That makes sense. Yeah. So he's definitely going to gel with that Golden State Warriors lineup because he can get lobs thrown from Curry. So that is going to be a sight to see with Warriors games. Number 2 is going to be the number 1 draftee of 2020. You might know who that is. That is Anthony Edwards to the Minnesota Timberwolves. With that, I think his defense is a lot better than his offensive skills. Even though I haven't watched much footage of his game, I just think that, yeah. But he's definitely going to help the Timberwolves win a couple games here and there with some breakout games. Yeah, but not enough to win Rookie of the Year. Number 1 Rookie of the Year is going to be big man Illawarra Hawk for about 12 games, LaMelo Ball. I see him propelling the Hornets to possibly being in the play in or making the playoffs automatically. So yeah, that is going to be a good year. With him, his 3-point percentage in the NBL, my local league, was like 25%. That's not where you want it to be. But I definitely think he can get it up higher. But he just needs to be more considerative when he shoots threes. And his defense needs to be improved. But with him being in the NBA now, he is going to be a useful asset to the Charlotte Hornets. We'll be back. So the second last award is going to be the Defensive Player of the Year. So I think this one, the top three is going to be pretty similar as it's been for the last couple of years. So yeah, we're going to knock it out quickly. So number 5, I've got lethal Australian Philadelphia 76er being Ben Simmons, who with him, his defense is definitely a usage to his game. I just think it won't be as effective as the next 4 people. What is this doing? Yes, so number 4 is the man who shut the whole league down last year, unfortunately. Rudy, Corona Man, Gobert. That's not actually his nickname, but yeah. His defense has always been how they want it, and he's always been an asset. And for the French team. Yeah, and with the Jazz having got that bit better this year, he is going to be a more useful asset for them. So, number 3 is going to be Anthony Davis from the LA Lakers, just because with him, I'm pretty sure last year I saw he averaged like 1.2 to 1.5 blocks for the whole season. That is pretty good for his level. Yes, unless I'm wrong. So yeah, and with him having LeBron there, now having Marc Gasol, that is going to be a good backcourt or frontcourt for the Lakers, my team. Number 2 is going to be someone who we saw made a big upstep last year, with that being Bam Adebayo. With him, he can grab those boards like it's nothing. He can swat balls away like it's nothing. So that is why I think he is going to be so close to being Defensive Player of the Year, but yet so far. Number 1 is going to be a back-to-back depoy, hopefully, being big man Giannis Antetokounmpo for the Milwaukee Bucks. I think this year he's going to have another step up, even though he's almost at prime Giannis level. I just think this year he is going to have that step up with him having to do less now, with Drew Holiday being there, Chris Middleton still there. Yeah, so that is why I have Giannis being my Defensive Player of the Year. Last one, we'll be back. So, the last category for the NBA awards for 2020 and 2021 is going to be the most valuable player. So, with this one, I've took into account how I think they're going to play and how their record is going to be. So, yeah. At number 5, we've surprisingly got Russell Eastbrook. But yeah, I've got Russell Westbrook. Just because, like, I think with him moving to the Wizards now, he's going to have a lot more ball handling choices to do. Yeah, and he's going to be able to be more dominant with the ball because Harden was a ball handler. But, yeah, I can see Westbrook potentially winning the MVP again, maybe. But that is why I have him being 5th. 4th is his former teammate, being James Harden at the Houston Rockets. But there's also potential that Harden gets traded soon. But I'm just going off him being at the Rockets at the moment. So, like, the reason I think Harden will be here, with Wall, he's going to get a lot more spot-up shooting opportunities, I think. But then, you could say the same thing when he was with Westbrook, though. But, to be honest, I think Harden is going to have played drastically better than last year with John Wall, because his play style is more playmaking when Westbrook is attacking the rim. While Wall's not as good at that, he is more suited around the Rockets' play style. So yeah, Harden is going to shoot a lot of threes this year. He's probably going to be the leading three taker for the year again. Maybe leading point scorer, but depends if he sits out games or not. Because I recently saw they had a $100,000 fine if players sit national televised games. Yes. So that is why Harden is 4th. 3rd, you're probably going to be surprised by this. It is LeBron James, who I think his year next year / this year is going to be not as drastic of a change. He's not going to be scoring a lot less, not going to be just helping the team less. He's probably going to be having to do a little less again, but he'll still be contributing. Just because you've got Montrezl Harrell, you've got Marc Gasol, you've still got Anthony Davis there, you've got Wesley Matthews in now, so that's another option for the Lakers to go to when LeBron's off the court. But yeah, I think his playmaking is definitely going to be the #1 thing that makes him probable to be winning this year. Yes. And that's why later on you will see who I picked to pick the champions. To the final top 2, who both of these picks are being talked about as being the 2 that could win the MVP this year. So, number 2 is the Slovenian master, Luka Doncic. Last year, you saw that his first season in the league was like 16 and a bit points. Last year, his points grew to like 19 point something /20, which is exceptional for a player as young as he is. But he has also played professional in Spain with Real Madrid for a couple years before he got drafted. But that shouldn't take anything away from how good he is. Because he was like, 16 playing against like 30-year-old men. Yeah, so Luka is his 3-point shot this year is going to be a lot more consistent. With Porzingis hopefully not getting injured and him being around all year. That's going to help a lot. So that is why I have Luka being my MVP runner-up. You probably know who it is now. It is going to be Giannis Antetokounmpo from the Milwaukee Bucks to be the most valuable player. I just think he's going to have a great year again. Probably might lead scoring with now that he's got Drew Holiday. He's going to be given more freedom to hopefully make his 3-point shot better. Just more assets are around him this year. So that is why he is going to be my MVP, and I think the Bucks might win the conference or be top at the end of before playoffs. So yes, we'll be back. So thanks for watching this video, guys. If you enjoyed this kind of content from me, you can click the little red subscribe button down below. But I'm not forcing you. And yeah, and also in the comments, let me know what you think who your awards might go to. Yeah, so see you tomorrow for Videomas Day 13.